Holy motherfucking shit. What a gig. Ugh. What a night. The crowd was just insane. Holy fuck. And why is there a camera pointing at me?
Because I wanted to do a review.
It's 5 AM in the morning. Like, are you insane? I should make a review right now. That's nuts. But I'm down for it. Let's do it. But let's change things up a little bit. A review, too boring. 5 AM in the morning, we have to change things up. I'm going to test out if Zadig Voltaire This is worthy to be worn by a rockstar. We're going over 5 fucking criteria which all represent the ability of a rockstar. And in the end, let's see how many points this one gets and if it's worthy to be worn by me at my next gig. Let's roll the motherfucking music. I forgot, I have no intro, so let's go over the first point. A rockstar is loud and he gets attention. This fragrance represents that stuff. I'd say so. The projection on that one really isn't that good, so I can't say that it's a loud fragrance, but people do give you attention if they smell the fragrance because it's really interesting smelling. So I'd say it's kind of like playing on a stage but without an amplifier. If people hear you, they do give you attention and they are really impressed with what you are doing, but they have to hear you at first. With this one, it's the same. So I'd say I give it half a point. The second ability is not giving a fuck and being bold. As a rockstar, you can't worry about all this bullshit other people are saying about you. And this fragrance also doesn't give a fuck about all the fragrance trends which are out there. It really does its own thing. The smell it's something else. I really do love it. In the opening you will smell some grapefruit and peppery notes, but this grapefruit isn't really fruity, crisp, something like that. I like to think in pictures, and if I have to describe the smell in a picture, it's kind of like seeing a grapefruit in a black and white movie. So a little bit toned down and not as fruity, not as crisp as the usual grapefruit is. However, the grapefruit fades away pretty quickly and incense notes and vanilla comes into play. The vanilla gives it a modern touch, a great amount of sweetness, very pleasant, and the incense notes give it a nice smokiness. And at around 30 minutes, the best part of this fragrance really comes, because it's transitioning from a pronounced grapefruit to more of a vanilla incense flavor to then having a very pronounced creamy cedarwood. And this creamy cedarwood, it's so addictive, it's really out of this world, and it blends very well in with the vanilla and incense notes. I'd say 50% of the smell then is the creamy cedarwood, and you get around 30% of the incense notes and 20% of the vanilla notes, which makes it pretty sweet. And this fragrance in general is very dry, and it's so dry that it even smells powdery, which I also really dig these powdery fragrances. So I'd say I give it a 4 point. This fragrance really doesn't give a fuck, it's bold, I love it. The next point is a pretty easy one. A rockstar wears black. This fragrance, as you can see, it's all black, a little bit see-through, so it easily gets 1 point. The only thing which is white is the writing on there, so you can actually read it. The looks are rockstar approved. Going over to criteria number 4, women want you. If you're a rockstar, a lot of women want you, and you should smell good so that they want you even more. With this scent, it kind of depends on your body chemistry, if it smells good or if it doesn't. But this fragrance just does a pretty good job, like we discussed, as being bold and not giving a fuck and really capturing this picture of a rockstar, so that it also connects pretty good if you're a rockstar to rock a scent like that. But this also could lead to a disconnect. If you're the nicest person ever, if you never say no to anything, then you should probably not rock this fragrance because this fragrance says something very different. So keep in mind who you are so that this fragrance doesn't rock you. But for a rockstar, I'd give this 1 point. Just a quick interruption before we go over to point number 5. I want to ask you, if you like this content, to also subscribe to my channel. It would mean the world to me. I only got around like 70 amazing followers, but it would be crazy if we could grow this community even more. So yeah, without further ado, let's go to point number 5. Going over to our 5th and final point, being passionate. As a musician, in my opinion, you gotta be passionate. You gotta have passion for what you're doing to really connect with your craft and to also write songs which really touches a lot of people and which a lot of people want to listen to. And this fragrance, it could also be something very personal just to me, but in my opinion, you gotta be passionate to create something like that. That beautiful, that unique, to put it simply, that great smelling. I mean, there's even love engraved in this little cap, which is probably the one thing most commonly experienced when it comes to being passionate. So I definitely give this fragrance a 4 point. So in conclusion, this fragrance gets 4.5 points. So I'd call it a scent worthy to be worn by a rockstar and also a good companion for my next gigs. I see you in the next one. Out.